HaKadosh, Boker Or, I wanted to share with you a beautiful idea to do with this week's Parashat and Shirat Hayam. Remember that we have Shirat Hayam is the Az Yashid Moshe. So we are going to have what's called the Shirat Hayam this week, Az Yashid Moshe. The Mishnah Berurah in Siman Nun Aleph Sif Katan Yud Zayin brings down from the Zohar HaKadosh, a person should say Shirat Hayam besimcha. He should say it with a lot of joy. And it should appear in your mind as if that day you were crossing the sea. And if you do it besimcha, mochalim lo avonotav, they will forgive all your sins. So imagine how powerful it is, right? Imagine how powerful it is, the concept of mechilat avonot. It's mamash. It's a kippur. That's what it is. The Gemara in Sanhedrin also says, Sadiq Aleph Amud Bet, 91b, Amar bi Yoshua ben Levi, says Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi, anybody that says Shira ba'olam hazeh, anybody that says songs in this world, will be zochet to say it in the next world. And also to do with many different mitzvot, we also see in the Zohar HaKadosh, that when you do a mitzvah, it's not just stam that it's doing it. It's actually preparing yourself for upwards as well, like Tkiyat Shofar. When you come and you do Tkiyat Shofar, it's preparing, arousing the Tkiyat Shofar of up above. You give him midot harachamim, Sipur Yetziat Mitzrayim, Oneg Shabbat. So all these things, right, are arousing, right, also up above of what's going on. And that's why they say in the Gemara there, Chulin also, that Malachi HaSharet do not say the Shira above until we start saying Shira down below. Meaning when we start, we're the trigger. When we come and we start the singing, that's when up in the Shemaim they also start. Okay? So the truth is here in the footnote he brings down by the Torah, it says, anybody that learns Torah in this world will learn Torah in the next world. By the shofar, it's a Zohar HaKadosh, that when we're going to come and we're going to start the shofar down here below, it awakens the shofar of up above. Sipur Yetziat Mitzrayim, the same thing. Oneg Shabbat, Bet HaKnesset, Rav Chaim Kanievsky, Allah Shalom, brought down in Uchot Yoshe, Yerushalmi Brachot. Anybody that doesn't go into the synagogue in this world will not go into the Bet HaKnesset in the next world. And the Dvarim Rabbi, it says in the opposite. Anybody that goes to Bet HaKnesset or Bet HaMidrashot in this world will be zochet to go to the Bet HaKnesset or Bet HaMidrashot in the next world. Why? Because it says, Ashrei Yoshev Betecha, fortunate is the person that sits in the house of God. So too in the future, you will also be able to come and to sit in the house of God. So you see from here that what exactly is going on? So the explanation is that both of them are actually one. What does that mean? Just like they bring to do with a rope. If you come and you take a rope, if you move one side, you're pulling on the other side. So the same thing, the Torah and the mitzvot, they have a kiyum. It's not only just in this world. It's like you have a rope upstairs, and every single time that you come and you pull the rope, you're not only pulling down below, you're also pulling upstairs as well. And that's what happens, why, right, we're going to come and it's going to have an effect also in the world to come. And that's also what's brought down in the Kitvei Ramban. The Ramban Nachmanides, he has written things, and there he says like this: don't think that Kabbalat Schar, don't think that receiving compensation or reward is something separate from the mitzvah and that which you've done. Because doing the mitzvah is actually the light of God, it's Or HaChaim. And it goes in front with light, and it will never go away from you. And when the soul goes away from the body, when the neshama goes away from the body, right, it goes to the neshama. And that's why during the time of the mitzvah, ba'olam hazeh, he's already going with that light. He's already going with the light of the mitzvah that he does. But you can't feel it because we're in a very physical world, right? But olam ha'emet, that it's all spiritual, that's when a person could actually feel it. So from there you see that this is actually the inyan of doing a mitzvah that you did, but it's also that it actually fits with each other, which means that it's giving as if, say, like a life sustenance. So when a person comes and he does a mitzvah, that mitzvah is connected to us, and it's going to give us a life source also for the next world as well. The same halacha applies not only for the positive, also for the negative. Punishments. It says over here, on Shei Olam Haba, when a person gets a punishment in the next world, it's not a revenge, right? Uschar Olam Haba is not just like you get a prize. There's no prizes and revenges, but rather it's an outcome. That if you prepared Erev Shabbat to eat, you're going to eat on Shabbat. Because the Taryag mitzvot, the 613 mitzvot are connected to the 613 parts of your body. whether it's the 248 of the organs and the sinus, right? That's 365 of the sinus. And when you come and you're going to be mikayem the mitzvah, you come and you fulfill an entire body. And therefore, there's no such thing as onish and pras. It's not like, let's say, punishment and prizes, right? It's not like payday in the next world, but it's rather an outcome. According to what you did, this is what you've made. And just like Rav Chaim Vital comes and he says in Sharei Kiddushan, Rav Chaim Volosh Nefesh HaChaim Al Pi HaZohar HaKadosh, and the Zohar HaKadosh and Pri Chaim also, right? That if somebody's going to say Shira in this world, he's going to be Zochet to say it in the next world. It's not just schar, but it's mamash, that exactly what we said, that when you're saying it, it's ki'ilu that you've continuing with this song that you've continued going. And that's why the Tzlach HaKadosh also says the same thing. The Tzlach is the Lord of Yehuda, Rabbi Yechezkel Landau, that he comes and he says, what does it mean when we always tell people that some people see their world in their lifetime? So it says, Ikar ha'olam haba is shenizke la'asig et bore'enu lidabek bo, that we should actually be able to cling to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So because in the next world, there's no eating, no drinking, but tzaddikim, they're just enjoying from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So therefore, that's why it says, V'talachti b'tochechem, I'm going to go around you. I'm going to be surrounding you. And somebody that's going to be zocheh in this world to do mitzvot, so he's going to cling to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the next world. Okay, and therefore that's why it's so important for us just to remember the beauty of all these mitzvot and the beauty of everything that we're talking about, right? Because again, this is going to be the secret to this week's parasha, that Bezrat Hashem, that we just like we were going to say Shira in this world, Bezrat Hashem will be zocheh to say Shira, to sing the songs and praises of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the next world.